Tricky spellings, long OA and long OW. In this video series, we have been exploring some spelling patterns that can be difficult for our learners. Last week, we talked about 4 vowel team patterns, and today we'll explore 2 more for long O. Specifically, how do learners know if they should spell the long O sound OA or OW? We'll create a simple chart. In general, when you're choosing between OA and OW, you'll find OA at the beginning or in the middle of a word or syllable, and at the end of words, you'll find OW. Now, there are several words that do not follow this generalization. These typically are words that are past tense verbs, and they're in the own family, OWN, like blown, grown, thrown, and shown. When we're teaching these vowel team spellings, there are 2 helpful questions our learners need to ask themselves to know how to spell the word. First, is the long O sound at the beginning, the middle, or the end of the word? And if it's in the middle, is it a past tense own word that we just talked about? Let's try it out with asking ourselves these questions with a few words. Okay, our first word is bow. First, I need to ask myself, where do I hear that long O sound? At the beginning, the middle, or the end of the word? So I'm going to listen for the sound B-O. And I can hear it's at the end of the word. And since the O sound's not in the middle of the word, I don't even need to ask the next question. I already know I need to spell bow with just an OW, not the OA. All right, let's try another word. Let's try toad. I need to ask myself that first question. Do I hear that long O sound at the beginning, the middle, or the end of the word? Toad. And if I hear it in the middle of the word. And since the long O sound is in the middle of the word, I do need to ask myself that last question. Now, just a caveat here, on the screen we can see there's a D, but if we're listening as we're spelling the word, we're not going to have part of the word already spelled out for us. So we're kind of cheating a little bit here. So I would say, is it a past tense own word? And of course, we can hear the D at the end, toad, and it's not a past tense word. So we're going to say no, it's not. And that tells us we need to finish spelling toad with the OA, not the OW. All right, one more word real quick. Let's try the word groan. Now, this one is a homophone, so that means there's more than one meaning and more than one spelling of this word, but the picture clears it up for us. The picture is pointing to the flower that has grown. So I first need to ask myself where I hear the long O sound. Groan. It's in the middle of the word. So if it's in the middle, I need to also ask myself, is it a past tense verb? Is it in the own word family? And yes, it is. The flower has already grown up. So we will just use the OW to finish the spelling of groan. Now, knowing when to teach the spelling generalizations, it's important. When are learners developmentally ready for it? I would say that OA and OW, they're common long vowel teams. So as you're teaching long vowel teams, you're going to introduce this generalization. Now, the own family should be taught when your learners have a firm grasp of past tense verbs. And this pattern's also a bit more abstract, and there's only a handful of words that follow it. So it can be taught a little later if you need to, but it is an important one to teach. I do have a free resource on my blog. It's my comprehensive vowel spelling dictionary. And I think this can give your learners a way to look up the spellings of words, particularly words with tricky vowel patterns like this OA and the OW we've talked about today. The link is in the description below the video. I also have 3 vowel team resources in my shop. I have a print and play long vowel teams games, or print and play long vowel games, so it's more than just vowel teams. I have self-checking, these are vowel team clip cards, and I have a low prep spelling, and this is a newer one for tricky vowel teams like the OA and the OW, and I will put the links for each of these for you as well. Thank you so much for joining me at This Reading Mama, where you'll find hands-on learning for home or school.